weird.
Hi, I'm Seth Baker, CEO of the Van Wert County Foundation and Van Wert Ford. I'm here today with Stacy Adam, who is the director of the Land Bank and the director of economic development here for Van Wert, and Gary Showalter, who is a trustee of our historical society. Today we are doing something really exciting. We have uncovered a time capsule from the former Home Guards of America Temple. The Home Guards was built in 1905, which is when the Cornerstone was laid. And in 1905, there was a very large celebration concerning the laying of the Cornerstone. And so it's fitting today that we read a little bit of that celebration before we open the time capsule. There was a parade, and there was a lot of just very flowery language associated with the Cornerstone laying, poetry, and camaraderie and fraternal language. But the ceremony ended with these paragraphs, which I want to read briefly. And it says, "And now I have spoken to you as briefly as possible concerning the history of fraternity in the world, and of our own order in particular. If this was to close the address of the day, it would remind us of the preacher who, for the first time, visited a certain village, met a little boy on the street, and said to him, 'My lad, have you lived all your life in this village?' And if you were to ask us if it had lived all of its life here, we would surely say, 'Not yet. For when this building, so well begun, shall have been completed, when it shall have served its purpose in the earth, and its brick and stone and steel shall have crumbled into dust, the principles for which it shall stand through the years, and in which we believe and for which we contend today shall live on. The principles of fraternity shall never perish. The temple formed of living stones may crumble and decay, but there's a viewless fabric which shall never fade away. Age after age, each brother strives to carry out his plan, but still the work unfinished which fraternity began. None but immortal eyes may have view complete in all its parts, the temple of living stone, the structure made of hearts." And then that ceremony was closed with a prayer and singing of America, which we will spare you all today. That was out of a book compiled by local historian Helen Prill, who compiled the history of the Home Guard. And it's because of Helen that we, in part, know and knew to look for a time capsule. So, Stacy and Gary have played a role in completing the story as we know it currently of the Home Guard. But there's more inside that. Hopefully this box will kind of shed some history on the past and really propel us to live out our hearts as we move forward with the site in the future as a community. So, Stacy, do you want to do the honors?
Sure. It's almost scary. You can see what we have.
You can sift through.
Please help. I want to be careful, but
So, understanding a little bit of the Home Guard history, they had a medallion that they had issued, I believe, at the opening parade, and so that's what Stacy's unveiling right now. This historical medallion, which is rusted away.
Moisture and
there's some
chemical
fabric.
reaction destroyed that, didn't it?
We will provide up close detailed pictures after.
Application to the Home Guards of
Oh, yeah?
America.
I'm going to give this to you. Just, I'll give one.
Newspapers from August 8, 1905. Telling just some general history of the time.
The Van Wert Republican,
This one
This is the Van Wert Daily Bulletin.
This is the Van Wert
1903.
Daily Times, because there were three of them.
Oh,
So they each put a paper in.
The Times and the Bulletin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
can I should I flip
Yeah.
this way?
The lid there. Water got to that.
maybe applications.
Fraternal protection that protects the homes of America. Benefit payment plan.
Whoops.
I would make one comment that most time capsules that I've experienced in town here are damaged by water. They did not have waterproof
Nothing else
containers
looks like.
50, 100 years ago or longer, and they usually are penetrated by water, which destroys all ferrous metal completely, just dissolves it.
Guarantee breakfast. Oh, this was breakfast. Some kind of invitation almost.
Oh, that's what it looks like.
All right, there we have it. Dust. That's a cool history. I think it would actually be interesting to go into the library archives and actually see what the papers were.
Those
as
papers.
well.
Mhm.
So thank you guys for joining us.